Congratulations on purchasing a Victor WV35 wet vacuum. In this video we are going to show you how to use the machine safely and some basic techniques to improve productivity and results. It is important that any wet spill is identified quickly and warning signs placed around it to prevent any trips or falls. Any spill also needs to be picked up quickly before it starts to dry on its own. This could cause permanent damage to the floor by staining or causing structural damage to the floor covering itself. Make the area safe by identifying the spillage with warning signs. These should be placed around the area of wet floor or at the entrance points to the wet floor surface. Most warning signs have a message on each side. Caution, wet floor should be visible to the public. The first check for electrical safety is to see that the PA test sticker is in date. It should be found on the power head. If there is not a valid PAT sticker on the machine, do not use it and report to your supervisor. Carry out a visual check of the machine. Make sure there is no damage. Check the wheels, tub and dump hose for problems. If the machine is damaged, do not use it and report to your supervisor. They will be able to arrange a repair. Before and after use, it is vital to check the cable. Using a cloth to clean the cable as you go, carefully check it for damage. Run the cable through your fingers to check for signs of damage. Finally, check the plug has a fuse and the pins are straight. If you find any damage to the cable, do not use the machine and report it to your supervisor. Internal wires visible through the outer casing of the cable are extremely dangerous. Do not use the machine with damage to the cable. Report it to your supervisor. Check that the plug has a fuse and does not smell of burning. Now check that the pins are straight. If the pins are bent, do not use the machine. Remember, the WV35 is often used where there is water. Any damage to the cable could be deadly. Check the power head and float assembly for damage. Remember to use gloves to check the machine, as there may be some chemical residue present on the float assembly or in the tub. Lift out the float assembly and check that the float mechanism moves freely. The float mechanism lets you know when the machine is full by changing the sound of the vacuum. If the float is not moving, do not use the machine, as it may overfill and cause damage to the motor. Check the tank. It should be clean and free from residue. Any residue from previous cleans should be removed, as it may be dangerous when combined with the solution you are about to pick up. Finally, check the hose and down tubes for blockages. Remove the down tube from the hose and drop a coin through the tube. If the coin falls through the tube, it is clear. Repeat the process with the hose, then remove any blockages if necessary. Check the squeegee blades are clean and there are no tears in them that could cause streaks. The machine can now be reassembled for cleaning. Replace the float assembly, then refit the power head. Click the hose into the inlet and fit the squeegee tool. Make sure that your hands are dry before plugging the machine into the socket. Insert the RCD plug into the socket and then the plugs to the machine. Switch on the power and activate the RCD plug. You can now turn on the machine and start cleaning. To turn the machine on, just press the switch on the power head. Be careful not to walk or stand on the wet areas of the floor. Place the machine behind the line of work. Ensure that the cable is behind the line of work on a dry area. Use systematic overlapping passes to collect the wet spill. This is the correct setup position and operating procedure. Notice that his feet are on a dry area behind the area of work. The cable and machine are out of the way behind the line of work. Pickup is always started on a dry area and moving to the wet area. It is a good idea to occasionally check the tank of a wet pickup for foam. To do this, stop work and switch the machine off at the socket. Then remove the power head and the float assembly. Add the correct amount of defoamer to the tank according to the manufacturer's instructions. Defoamer should start acting straight away, but it can help to lightly agitate the tank to get it working. After the foam has disappeared, you can carry on cleaning. Once the task is complete, you can switch off the machine. Then, making sure that your hands are dry, switch off the power at the socket and remove the plug. When you are happy that the floor is dry and the area is safe, then you can remove the warning signs. To empty the machine, unscrew the dump hose. Make sure that you wear gloves and that you remove the dump hose with the hose pointing upwards. Otherwise, when you take off the cap, the recovered solution will spill all over your hands. Always dispose of the recovered material in your designated disposal point. Always recheck the cable after use, wiping clean with a cloth as you go. After use, always clean the tank to prevent chemical residue build-up. Wipe dry with a cloth. Remember to wipe down the power head and the float assembly too. Wipe clean the squeegee blades to prevent smears and streaks. The machine can then be stored in your designated location. It is a good idea to store the machine with the float assembly and power head turned slightly. This allows air circulation in the tank and will help prevent odours. Thank you for watching this film. If you have a problem with the machine you cannot solve, please call the Victor Service Department on 0121 765 2353.